do a very controlled fuse. And watch how this paint will bloom on the surface. See how it just spread a little bit? Watch this.
It's just so magical.
I'm using the torch as a brush. It is very easy for it to get out of control. And so I'm going to get it a little bit out of control for you right there. You see that?
Just when you think you have something good, you go a little too far. I do.
All right, sister.
All right.
Welcome to JCO'S.
Thank you.
What brings you here today?
Encaustic, only the best medium in the whole world.
And what made you decide on that?
Encaustic is the most magical medium in my opinion. It integrates so many techniques, and you can easily just expand your art if you're a traditional painter, if you work with abstract, if you do figurative, if you do collage, if you do mixed media. Encaustic is the glue that combines them all together. It is a glorious medium that is very addicting.
So how did you happenstance upon it?
You know, I think I just opened up a book one day, actually a wonderful book by Joanne Matera called The Art of Encaustic Painting. And I learned that it was a very, very ancient medium. And you know, I haven't heard of it before, and a lot of people haven't heard of encaustic. And so I started reading up on it and seeing all of the different techniques you can do with it. I just dove in. I dove in like a cannonball in the deep end of the pool of wax.
So where do you start though?
You know, it is very easy to start just kind of in your garage with a lot of just simple stuff that you can find from like thrift stores. And you know, I started with, you know, the little griddle that you get from a thrift store, a pancake griddle, and eventually I did graduate to a professional encaustic griddle, which is an anodized aluminum plate that offers very even heating, as well as a mixing surface if you're going to work with color mixing. Because you can do that. Encaustic is not always all about abstracts. Sometimes you want to be able to do that color mixing, and that allows you to do it.
So I see that you originally started your journey, right? Tell us about what you've created here.
These are very, very whimsical pieces that it is simple to create, almost like an assembly line. And you become inspired as you work on a piece. In that color that you just mixed, oh, I can put that on that piece right there. I'll usually have a couple pieces or 3 pieces in front of me, and you're integrating these elements all together. And I was inspired for this series when I came into the gallery and I was doing an encaustic demonstration for the Los Gatos Art Association down the road. And I had a little sample piece. I brought it in and said, hey, this is kind of the direction I'm going. You know, it's kind of fun. It's very whimsical. And, you know, it's just very easy to hang. And that's when you said, hey, the show, Happy. Let's get it together.
Happy Show at JCO'S Place through August 10th.
Happy art.
Be
happy.
Be here, be
Jaya. I didn't do enough. Come down to JCO'S Place.
And so I just started piecing together, like, all right, I think I'm going to do a square format. I started laying them out, and it just blossomed from there.
Awesome. Awesome. Anything else you want to say?
Man, it is not that hard to get into. If you're a painter and if you're inspired to try the medium, it is doable. You know, start with a workshop and then you can see how far you want to go into it. If you're a collector, it is a unique addition to your collection.
I agree. I couldn't agree with you more.
Because
Totally.
not everyone has that encaustic piece. And something to know about encaustic pieces, the question I will get at every workshop I do, at every demonstration I do, is it going to melt off my wall?
Right.
That is a very valid question.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I mean, it is wax. It is, you know, a very delicate medium. But if your encaustic painting is melting off your wall, the answer I always give is you have bigger fish to fry.
That's hilarious.
Because if your encaustic painting is melting off your wall, the melting point of this encaustic medium, that's the proper term for it, encaustic medium, the melting point is at about 160 degrees.
No.
And so you should hopefully be vacating your house as opposed to worrying about how my encaustic painting.
Open a window. Open a window.
And you want to be aware that there is no UV protection in encaustic artwork.
Exactly.
It's a preservative. Beeswax is a natural preservative, but there's no UV protection.
Right.
And so, you know, I would avoid direct sunlight, and I would avoid areas in your house where you get extreme hots and extreme colds.
Yep. And don't dust it.
Don't hang it out. Don't hang it over your fireplace.
Exactly.
And it is very easy to like buff your encaustic if you have a soft cloth. Let's say that, you know, you wanted to regain a little bit of a sheen. Just use a soft cloth and you can buff it. The buffability comes from, you know, some additional ingredients that are in the medium.
Gotcha.
But use a soft cloth, don't use a paper towel.
Right.
Yeah, it's totally doable. They're lovely little precious pieces.
Yeah.
And part of that fragility, I think, is the lure of encaustic.
Nice.
We're so attached to that, you know, preservation of exactly the same. Well, what if you go up against it with your ring? What's wrong with that?
Right.
You know, it's part of its lifetime. And you have to know that when you go into invest into an encaustic stick.
So where can they find your pieces?
At JCO'S place in Los Gatos at 45 North Santa Cruz Avenue. My pieces will be on display through August 10th for this show, Happy.
Yeah.
And you
again,
know,
later on.
and later on
Stay
in
on
the
the
year,
website.
absolutely.
www.jcosplace.com.
Be
Bye.
there. Be there or be square.